In honor of Women's History Month, the Unser Racing Museum has opened a Women in the Winner's Circle exhibit. This is a touring show recognizing the history and accomplishments of women in motorsports. Here with us now to talk more about the exhibit is Tom McDuffie. Tom, thank you for being here. This is a really exciting exhibit.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into this, though, folks here that have never been to the Unser Racing Museum, tell us a little bit about it. I think it's pretty cool that we have this in the Duke City.
Well, it's a private, not-for-profit museum run by the Unser Foundation. Al and Susan Unser Sr. Opened the main museum in September 2005. And then since then it has expanded. We've got an additional building. We call them Unser 1 and Unser 2 that's gone to the back of it. So it's a very professionally done museum. Most people that visit it are very surprised by how professional it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great museum.
Right.
You know, I'm for one, I've never been a huge racing fan, but even I was really struck by it when I visited. I think it's a fantastic place. So let's talk a little bit about some of the displays that are usually there on a regular basis before we hop into this touring show.
Well, what's usually there is we probably have over 30 cars within the two buildings. We feature, I mean, the Unsers locally have been involved in racing since 1926 at Pikes Peak. And so we have a Pikes Peak room with cars in there that have raced at Pikes Peak.
No kidding.
We have a room in there for Jerry's garage. Al Unser's dad, Jerry Sr., started a garage in the mid-30s out on the west side of town. And we have events in that garage, but in that room. But we have the Johnny Lightning car that Al won his second win with in Indianapolis in 1971. Pace cars, more race cars. We have a vintage car. The oldest vehicle in the museum is a 1922 Model T.
Oh, wow.
It's in the Unser 1 building, and then we have some motorcycles as well. In Unser 2, we have our archive over there, all behind glass, all the memorabilia and trophies of Al Unser Jr., and Jerry Unser Jr., Al's oldest brother. We have an art gallery over there. We have many more cars, a lot of vintage cars over in the second part of the museum.
So let's talk about this Women in the Winner's Circle exhibit. You said it started in Daytona in 2010. You opened the doors here in Albuquerque March 1st. So tell us about this exhibit.
Well, we were lucky enough to get it March 1st because it's Women in History Month.
Right.
And this is Women in the Winner's Circle, the traveling exhibit. Lynn St. James, which is a famous name in racing, she was the Rookie of the Year in 1992 at the Indy 500. She formed the Women in the Winner's Circle foundation that then created this traveling exhibit. She joined forces with the Henry Ford in Dearborn, Michigan to form that. And we're lucky enough to have it here for a period of time.
Okay, so that period of time you said is about 3 months you guys are
3
staying?
months. We're expecting to have it. Perhaps we'll have it longer. We think after this it might be going to the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles.
So, Tom, in your experience, having worked at the museum for a while, seeing this, what makes this exhibit so special? I mean, obviously, women working in a male-dominated sport. In your opinion, what is so special about this exhibit, and why should people come see it?
Well, what's really special about it is we do have some of the artifacts of, like Janet Guthrie. She was the first woman to win in the race, race in the Indy 500. We have Lynn St. James helmet and her starter's ring there. Desiree Wilson. We have a helmet of her and some of the artifacts. She was the only woman still to date to win any form of a Formula One race.
So lots
and
of
then
stuff.
we have a timeline that goes on with all the history of women in racing from 1903 up to 2010.
That's great. All right. Well, Tom, thank you so much again, guys. For more information at the museum, head over to krqe.com. We'll have all the links there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.